Bom dia a todas y a todos. And now I switch to English, because otherwise it would be en portuñol. So first of all, I would like to thank Amcham, Brazil's first female CEO, Deborah Vietas, and her amazing team. This is the second year in a row that we worked together, and we could not be happier with the partnership. Deborah, thank you very much. And we look forward to working even closer with Amcham, both in Brazil and the United States. And I would also like to thank our pan-regional sponsors, which are Citi, JP Morgan, and Microsoft, as well as CAF, Banco de Desarrollo América Latina, for supporting our series of conferences in the region, of which this is the first stop in 2016, because we could not do this without you. Thank you very much. A special thanks to Telefónica, who is our webcast sponsor, and the Financial Times, our media sponsor. And as you all know, an even larger audience is tuning into this conference via the Lab webcast on the ASCOA website. So I want to welcome everybody who's joining us around the world online. And we will be tweeting throughout the conference using the hashtag CompeteBR. I invite you all to follow us on Twitter and to tweet with us. And finally, thank you to my team for their wonderful work, particularly Luisa Lemi, Rebecca Brown, and Diogo Ide. So today's event, as Deborah said, is focused on competitiveness. And as we all know, an extraordinary amount of investment from around the world has poured into Brazil in the past decade. The questions are, how competitive is Brazil today, and what role can the private sector play in these times of economic and political uncertainty in order to improve competitiveness, because only this will contribute to growth and to reduction of inequality. And as a backdrop, everybody talks about the Custo Brasil, and the WEF's competitiveness report placed Brazil in the 75th spot in their 2015 report. And just last week, we heard from FGV that productivity in Brazil has not improved in several decades. But at the risk of sounding like a cheerleader, there are many reasons to be optimistic about Brazil's future. Brazil is the 7th largest market in the world. It has an extremely sophisticated local and international private sector. The country is focusing on STEM education, and it is addressing infrastructure and logistics deficits through a $20 billion investment program through 2018. And finally, Brazil has made important strides in technology and innovation. And as a matter of fact, there is promising new legislation that promotes a closer partnership between corporations and public universities. And this is very exciting, because this is a type of partnership that is bringing former Rust Belts back to life in the United States and in Europe, and in the process coining a new term known as brain belts. Brain belts are cities where local universities are working with corporations to develop new, sophisticated products which are competing very successfully with developing markets, and in the process creating jobs and enabling these former Rust Belts to be more resilient and to deal more effectively with future threats. So there is cause for optimism in an otherwise complex time, and today we have convened distinguished economists who will share their views on Brazil's competitiveness, and CEOs of Brazil multinationals who will discuss what the private sector can do to become more competitive. And we're very honored to have with us representatives from the Brazilian government and a representative from the IMF. And I am very much looking forward to today's discussions, and I thank you all for coming here today. Thank you.